It's January 6, 2026. I'm in Magalang. Um it's about 30 minutes from Angeles City, and I'm out in the farming area. And I just wanted to share my hack for quick eggs in the Philippines. Um, I never had chickens before in the U.S. I don't know nothing about chickens or eggs, and I've done aquariums before. And typically, what you want to do if you've got an aquarium is once you get it set up and you think you got the water concoction right, you get some feeder fish and use the feeder fish as your test dummies, because they're like 10 cents for a dozen or whatever they are. I don't know. They're cheap, and you throw your feeder fish in there and see if they die, and if you can manage the water complexities and that kind of stuff. And that's when you learn that a bigger tank is better, because it's all a little ecosystem and you have a less chance of killing your fish if you got a bigger tank. Anyways, so I wanted to do that with the chickens, and I wanted to get some eggs. So what I decided to do is I happened upon this accidentally. So let me show you if I can figure out how to flip this around. These are side of the road chickens in the Philippines. You can get these pretty much anywhere. They're Leghorn variety, I think. Don't really know. And then there's a native chicken right there. I've got red ones out there. I'll get to that. But what I did first was I got five, actually six of these white side of the road chickens. And what I found out was these are culls from the egg production farms. And so they either didn't make the cut or weren't producing the right size, or I don't know what's going on, but they decided to yank these. They weren't producing up to their standards. So what they do is they sell them for 150 or 160 pesos, and the locals will buy them because it's cheaper than buying processed chicken from the grocery store. So locals will buy them, and then they'll have them for dinner. They'll process them and eat them for dinner. Well, I just wanted to have some chicken, so I didn't know all that when I first got them. I didn't know there were culls. I didn't know anything. I just saw some chickens on the side of the road and figured I'd try it, make sure that my chicken structure was okay and I didn't have predators that I didn't know about, and all this stuff. Just an experiment. Well, what happened was they tied their legs together of these six chickens on the way home. They used some rope, tied their legs together, and that's how we got them home. And while they were tied, one of the chickens, now this is about a year ago, one of the chickens laid an egg, and it's probably still here. I've lost one white chicken since I bought that six, and I've added two once. So they laid an egg while their legs are tied on the way home. So that's when I was like, well, wait a minute, what kind of chicken do I have here? What actually do I have? And that's when I did a little digging and found out these were culls, and that they're not meat chickens, because I thought maybe they were meat chickens. I don't know nothing about a chicken. I know that there's some meat chickens that are white. Well, these are dual purpose. If they actually are leghorns, they're dual purpose, and you could eat them, but they're pretty small. This is a Rhode Island red. So let me tell you what I learned. If you want chickens on day one, you get some of these bad boys, and they'll give you they give you eggs on day one. So this is the way you do it. Cheap. Now they might have, if you've got a flock, they might have disease or something, so you might want to quarantine them for a week or two to make sure. I haven't had any problems like that, but you never know. They're coming from a factory farm. So that's how we're getting eggs on day one. Now this red one here, I raised from a chick. There's a couple different ways you can get any breed you want here in the Philippines, and that's you can get them from a local breeder, or you can get fertilized eggs off of Lazada. And I've done both, and I can tell you that by the time they reach egg laying age, you've got way more money in food and time and losses than is even worth messing with. Your best choice is to get these bad boys right here. They're nice. They got good attitudes. You'll see them pecking at each other and messing around, but there's a pecking order. I recently added 5 more, so they're still working out their social status. But this is the way to go for backyard chickens. I had some roosters because I got a bunch of fertilized eggs, and I got a bunch of babies from a Rhode Island red breeder, and I ended up with a bunch of roosters, a couple of hens, and I got 19 plus 4. So that's how many red chickens I've had. And between losses and roosters, I've only got 4 females to show for it. 4 egg laying females out of all those chickens. Whereas you go to the side of the road, you get these, you know it's female, you know it's probably going to make some eggs, and you know it's ready to go right now. You don't have to wait months. And it's like months, like 3 months, 3 to 4 months is what I waited for these fools to start making eggs. And they make eggs. When they start making eggs, they're tiny. These fools right here, their little bodies, they make massive eggs. They don't even fit in the egg containers. They're huge. So this is my hack. I'm sharing it with you. If you're in the Philippines and you want chickens, start with these bad boys. They'll set you right.